Perfect. It's you two. I have a commission here that has your names written all over it. In fact, I'd even go so far as to say you're the only ones for the job.
The only ones for the job? Huh. If our help is really that important, it's probably some Archon-class commission, right?
The Adventurers Guild doesn't employ that kind of classification system. In fact, this commission is also probably not nearly as intimidating as what you're expecting. All it asks us to do is to find a missing person.
Huh? Then why did you say we were the
I came across this commission while reviewing our backlog. It seems simple, but our records indicate that over a dozen successive efforts to complete it have all ended in failure. Despite with the reputation of the Adventurers Guild and the performance of the Sumeru branch at stake, it's in our best interest to assign this commission to the adventurer with the highest completion rate over the past few years.
Well, that's us for sure.
All I'm asking is for you to give it your best shot. If it proves to be beyond your capabilities as well, I'll talk to the commissioner about canceling the commission.
Okay, so who are we looking for? And what is it about this commission that's made it so hard to complete?
This commission was jointly issued by the residents of Vimara Village. They say one of their own villagers has gone missing. But the problem is, they don't know the missing person's name. They can only...
They're all from the same village, but they don't even know his name? If so many adventurers have failed to complete this commission, maybe this missing villager does...
Unlikely. Several villagers came by to issue the commission, and judging by their appearance and tone of voice, they seemed incredibly... Besides, putting up a commission requires a processing fee. There aren't many upsides to a prank that costs Mora to carry out. In any case, it would probably be best to go to Vimara Village and ask around first. The event...
All right then, let's go! Bye, monster.
Hello there. You looking to buy something? I do business.
Oh, no, we're adventurers. Catherine sent us to look into...
Ah, so you're here about that, then. To be honest, we aren't holding out much hope. Many adventurers have made their way out here, confident they'd be able to help us, only to leave soon after with nothing to We've pretty much had it up to here in questions, and the area around the village has practically been overturned in search of clues. But no one has been able to make any headway.
So, this person we're looking for, what's his name? Where did he live? Does he have any relatives?
I don't know. I really have no clue. I couldn't tell you.
Okay, guess you are really sick of answering questions.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to sound short with you. I was actually just giving you my answer to your questions. I know it may seem like we don't have anything to offer by way of information, but I promise you, we all have a very strong impression of him. When you live in the same village as someone, you develop a lot of memories together, you know? We just don't know the specifics. Maybe we did at one point, but that information is long gone. At least that's what everyone in the village seems to think. We've all exchanged what we know, and that was the only logical conclusion.
All right, specifics aside then, what kind of person was he?
Young guy. In his early 20s, probably. Incredibly kind sort of person. I'd chat with him when I didn't have any customers. I even saw him stick out his neck for others on more than one occasion.
Now that you've started talking about him, you don't seem nearly as down in the dumps as you did before. Seems like he left a pretty good impression.
But of course, everyone in the village is pretty fond of him. We wouldn't have issued that commission otherwise. There aren't many young people like him now.
Could he have just moved away without...
No, he's not the type to leave without saying goodbye. And anyway, moving away without being seen by us.
Huh. Alright, thanks for the information.
It's the guests I hear.
Hi, Grandpa Amadea. We're here to help you look for the guy that's gone missing.
Ah, so that's what brings you to these parts.
Could you tell us a bit about him?
Of course. I'm happy to. With my failing eyesight, I'm afraid I can't offer much about his appearance. But I do remember hearing the sound of his voice. Not recently, of course. That loss has left me feeling quite empty. I don't think his parents are still living in the village, but somehow he never seemed lonely. In fact, he was usually the one. He would often take time, and whenever someone had something on their mind, as the village chief.
Wow. He seems like such a nice and but, you wouldn't happen to know any details about his name?
I'm ashamed to admit it, but...
It's okay. There's no need... Well, Traveler, what do you think? Paimon thinks so too. Like, the name thing. And nobody has been able to tell us anything about his family or where he lived. It's like this guy's been erased. Wait, so you're saying it's not that he's been erased, necessarily? Okay, Paimon's gonna need some time to process that one. Someone who only exists...
You two are the adventurers who just arrived, right? You're here for the...
Yep, sure are. We were just looking...
I'm so glad to hear that. Thank goodness you haven't given up. My name is Atosa, by the way. I grew up here in Vimara Village. Anyway, I just wanted to say...
Yeah, no need to worry. We'll give it our best
I'm not sure this counts as a lead, but follow me.
Is this the place? Under this tree?
Yep. I know it doesn't look like much, but we used to always sit together under... I was actually adopted by the people of Vimara Village. I was surrounded by such good people, and growing up in the village was so lively.
Alone?
How should I put it? When something's bothering you, or when you have good news to share, you always want to talk about it with somebody. But everyone has their own problems to deal with. Even if I might want to confide in others, I don't want to become a burden. Really? You know exactly how I feel?
Aww.
Wow, that sounds really nice. You're quite lucky. When it comes to... No matter what came my way, he was so thoughtful and pure ever since he disappeared. No, none of those things matter.
Wow. You two must have been... Did he ever tell you anything?
Oh, right. I didn't know whether...
Still not much...
Look at me. Talking your ear off and still nothing to show for it. The last time I talked... come to think of it, every time we talked, it always seemed to be around dusk. Time always passed by really slowly. Even when it felt like we'd been talking for hours.
Well, time always seems to pass slower when you're relaxed, right? What's wrong, Traveler? Hey, look at those hilly trails over there. Doesn't it seem like they're... The Abyss Order. Could they... Uh-oh, we've been spotted!
Thank you so much. I wasn't expecting monsters to show up.
It was no trouble.
Now that I think about it, the hilly trolls around they seem agitated and would often attack anything in sight. Chief Amadea doesn't allow...
Maybe the Abyss Order really is... Well, we should head back and check out the situation in Vimar... Wait a second. The person... It's Dainsleif!
Ah, it's you two.
Oh, a friend of yours? Well, I'll leave you all to it then.
Yep, see you later, Atosa! Why do you always have to pop up out of nowhere like that? Is it your life's mission to jump scare us or something?
It's hardly personal, or intentional for that matter. As long as you and I are both in pursuit of the Abyss Order, we're bound to cross paths.
Ah, so you're here to investigate the Abyss Order then. That would explain the monsters you were...
Naturally. Hold on. Are you not here for the same purpose? No matter. It may have taken you a while to catch on, but I'm sure you've also realized by now. The Abyss Order is most certainly planning something in this area. Or worse.
So you think the Abyss Order is behind the Hilly Trail activity in the...
As things stand, I highly doubt that is their primary motive. I would imagine the increased Hilly Trail activity is merely a byproduct of what...
Still, the Hilly Trail activity is causing a lot of problems for the people here.
The best way to protect them is by figuring out what the Abyss Order is truly planning. That is how we prevent further tragedy. And you shall have them. I never intended to hide anything from you. Don't worry. There should be ample time to talk. So that was the commission that brought you... Someone who seems to only exist in people's memories. That is indeed quite intriguing. I would agree that it's It appears all we have by way of clues is increased Hilly Trail activity.
Right! That mysterious voice he heard in his sister's memory. The one who called himself a sinner.
Traveler, let me ask you this. Do you believe your sibling to have betrayed you? I sense hesitation in your words. After all, you still haven't figured out the whole truth of what happened. There's still hope for the two of you to reconcile. Irreparable damage has not yet been done. The sinner you wish to know about, his situation is different. He and his fellow sinners have... His name is Vedrfolnir. I'm loath to admit it, but he is also my kin.
Your brother?
There were 5 of them, the 5 sinners of Khaenri'ah. The wise Roptatyr, the visionary Vedrfolnir, Gold Rhindaughter, the foul Sertologi, and Rehir of Solnari, Rerir. No matter how eroded my memory may become, I will never forget their names. One day, I shall have my vengeance.
Wait, some of those names sound really familiar. Rhindaughter is the one who created Albedo. Sertologi is Skirk's master. And the one we just learned about, Dane's brother, Vedrfolnir. If he was the voice of the sinner, then the one who inspired Clothar to...
They were once people of great esteem in Khaenri'ah, those who carried the hopes of the nation. They were the best of their peers, outstanding in their respective fields. 6 of us, together. We should have been the ones to prevent the disaster, the ones to stop the Vinster King from continuing to rock the foundation of the world. Yet, deep within, the 5 of them craved something more. They could not resist the call of the Abyss, and divided among themselves a power that could destroy the world. So they became sinners, but also transcendent beings, each in possession of world-shattering power. And when the cataclysm occurred, not one of them stood up in defense of their nation. Not one came forward to prevent the tragedy, and for that, they shall never have my forgiveness. Indeed, if they are not stopped, the day is sure to come when they will also betray the entire world. Of course, as I said,
So, Dane, what have you been looking into all this time?
I've continued to investigate the questions surrounding the Loom of Fate. It's been quite some time since the initial operation was launched. By retrieving the eye of the first field tiller, we were able to stop part of their plan from coming to fruition.
Oh, Paimon remembers! Weren't they going to use it to corrupt Osial and make a god or something?
Indeed. However, it's obvious that was just some sort of technical experiment. The eye was integral to their plan, yet somehow, despite failing to obtain it, they've skipped the experimental phase and found some other way to keep moving forward. There are many signs pointing to that effect.
Then, what should we do? It's not too late, is it?
Our most pressing concern is to determine the purpose of the Loom of Fate. From there, we'll be able to deduce the Abyss Order's true objective. Based on the intel I've gathered so far, I suspect the Loom of Fate is related to the ley lines in some way.
The ley lines?
Traveler, you were able to observe your siblings' memories last time, yes? I believe that was due to the fact that the ley lines in that area were unstable. My recent investigation has shown that Abyss Order activity in a particular area is usually followed by a series of issues with the ley lines.
Wait, then our commission here in Vimara Village, the person who seems to exist only in people's memory.
It's certainly possible. I'll join your investigation tomorrow. This missing persons case could very...
Well, if we're teaming up with Dane again, we're gonna need all the energy we can get. Let's try investigating...